Successful people aren't born knowing the secret to success. They learn it, and you can too. The movie Inception implies this secret, and it is evident in Ilia Topuria's life story. At the heart of this secret is the limitless power of the subconscious mind, a force that shapes reality in ways that most people never understand. Inception is a science fiction film where the protagonist, Dom Cobb, is hired to infiltrate the subconscious mind of a target without his knowing. His mission is to plant an idea within the subconscious mind of the target in order for that idea to manifest into reality. But this concept isn't just limited to movies. You can harness this same power over your own subconscious to create your reality, and Ilia Topuria did exactly that. Ilia Topuria is the undefeated featherweight UFC champion with an impressive 16-0 record. While most know him for his knockout power, one of his underlooked traits is his ability to harness the power of his mind. This video will analyze how he used the power of his subconscious mind to manifest his dreams by planting an idea deep in his subconscious, just like Dom did in Inception. In order to manifest our dreams into reality, we must understand the layers of our own subconscious mind. Unlike Cobb, who dives deeper layer by layer, we'll be peeling back these levels in reverse. This way, you'll see how Ilia planted his vision in the deepest part of his subconscious and how that idea grew until it became his reality. This video will highlight how our subconscious truly creates our reality and then show you how you can use yours to have whatever you want in this life. Level 4, the beach. At the very core of our subconscious lies something more powerful than any title, job, or background. It's our self-concept. In the 1960s, a plastic surgeon named Maxwell Maltz, who specialized in facial reconstruction surgery, was blown away at how many people he performed surgery on that he made objectively beautiful, who would come back in complaining they were still ugly. It happened so frequently, he dedicated his entire life to understanding the psychology of it. He discovered that everyone has a deeply embedded view of themselves, including their level of attractiveness. He realized that no matter how beautiful he made someone on the outside, if they saw themselves as ugly on the inside, their view wouldn't change. This led to one of the most important discoveries of the last century. We always think and behave according to who we believe we are. This was Ilia's true secret to success, convincing his subconscious that he was a world champion long before he got the belt.
რაც არის შერეული ორთაბრძოლა? რო გავიცანე და უკვე რომ ვიკითხე პირველად რომელი იყო ყველაზე დიდი ტიტული ამ სპორტში და რომელსაც UFC-ს ხამარი, მაშინ ვიცოდი რომ ჩემს
წინასწარ ხამარს იღებ.
კი ბატონო.
But how did his subconscious guide him in such a way that manifested this into reality? In Inception, the deepest level of the subconscious is represented by the beach, which symbolically mirrors the limitless potential of the subconscious mind. In this level, Dom can manipulate his surroundings at will, just as the subconscious mind enables us to shape our reality based on the self-concept we hold at a deep, unconscious level. Our self-concept constantly pushes to express itself. Whoever you truly believe you are at the deepest level is who your subconscious will tirelessly work to prove true. Many people remain unaware of who they truly are at that fundamental level. This is what psychologist Carl Jung was referring to when he said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate." In Inception, the subconscious mind that Dom was hired to infiltrate was the mind of Fisher. Fisher was the heir to a wildly successful business that was on the verge of taking over an entire industry. His father had built this company and he was heir to the throne. On the surface, everything seemed well because Fisher was incredibly wealthy due to his father's success. However, deep down, Fisher believed he was an unworthy successor. Fisher felt this is what defined him above all else.
I know you were disappointed. I couldn't be you. No. I was disappointed that you tried.
Your self-concept is who you believe yourself to be underneath it all, and your subconscious will always work to prove you correct. It does this by creating stories around your identity to support it. These stories are also called our narrative identity. If the self-concept is the who, the narrative identity is the why. Our narrative identity is the story we continuously tell ourselves about who we are. In Inception, this is represented by the next level of the dream, the fortress, symbolizing the walls built around the self-concept for protection. Whether our self-concept is positive or negative, the subconscious does not care. It simply works to prove it correct. Fisher's self-concept was that he was an unworthy successor, and the narrative identity he crafted to support that was that his dad had always seen him as a disappointment. To him, these key moments became the story of his life.
He pulled me close, and I can only make out one word: disappointed.
Over time, as symbolized by the fortress, he built emotional walls around this narrative identity to protect himself from the pain of feeling inadequate and unworthy. Though it was directing his life on a subconscious level, he never truly confronted the underlying pain. Our narrative identity can be seen as the story of our life. It brings together all of our past experiences into a unified story. Everything we do is seen through this lens, and it always supports our self-concept. It is why we do what we do. For Ilia, the story of his life was the strongest link that anchored him, even when odds seemed insurmountable. It drove him forward and gave him strength in every adverse situation, as if some greater force refused to let him fail.
Siento de alguna forma que no puedo perder. Siento que Dios no quiere.
This guides his behavior, as he's willing to fight anyone, even the toughest challenges, because in his heart, he not only believes he's a world champion, the story of his life that supports that is he's chosen by God and can't lose.
I can't feel any fear. God is with me. He gonna win this battle for me. I dreamed this moment. I asked him for all this.
This story is how he views his past. The reason he's won every fight in his mind is not because of his boxing or knockout power. He believes it's because he's chosen and God wants him to win. It influences his decision-making by leading him to accept any fight and have no fear on fight day.
Dios está. L'ora de cumplir el suelo. De forma espectacular. I respect you as a person, as a professional. I respect you for my dreams.
Our narrative identity is how we integrate our past experiences into a coherent story. It's not what happens to you that matters, it's the story you attach to it. And that story becomes the foundation for the next level, one that shapes our lives more deeply than we might realize, a level that quietly drives our actions, choices, and determines the direction of our life. Level 2, the hotel. The next level in Inception is represented by the hotel, where the laws of physics no longer apply. In this level, there's a gravity-defying fight with security in the hallway. This scene mirrors the concept of cognitive dissonance, which is the mental discomfort that arises when the mind holds two opposing beliefs at the same time. The mind naturally seeks consistency, and when a belief is challenged, the mind battles itself until it resolves the conflict and adopts a belief. In Inception, one of Fisher's core beliefs is challenged. He believes that succeeding in his father's business will make him worthy. Cobb and his team attempt to plant a new belief, that he doesn't need to follow his father's footsteps in order to find success. In this scene, Fisher's mind is forced to confront two opposing beliefs and choose one. The hallway flipping symbolizes how Fisher's mind grapples with these contradictions. A similar experience of cognitive dissonance unfolded in Ilia's life, where he too was confronted with two opposing beliefs. One of his core beliefs was that he was the best fighter in the world, which is obviously derived from his self-concept and narrative identity. But during his fight against Jai Herbert, he was knocked down, and this belief was challenged by reality. Reality suggested he was about to lose, challenging the idea that he was the best fighter in the world. But his core belief was so strong that even in his lowest moment, His thoughts battled against the situation, staying rooted in his belief.
Tuve que vivir con ese momento, ¿no? Y soportarlo, y en mi mente como que el pensamiento que tenía era como que no puedo perder con una persona que sé que soy muchísimo mejor que él en todos lados. En todos lados, técnicamente, mentalmente, espiritualmente, no me puede ganar.
Despite reality suggesting otherwise, his unwavering belief that he was truly the best fighter in the world gave him the thoughts and behaviors to survive, even when he was barely conscious. Like Ilia's fight, Fisher's mind must also choose one belief over the other. While Fisher battles between being his own man or following his father's footsteps, Ilia struggles between being the best or giving up and living to fight another day. The hotel level in Inception represents our core beliefs. The gravity-defying fight symbolizes the cognitive dissonance we experience when those beliefs are challenged, as our mind battles to resolve conflicting ideas. Before Cobb and his team can change Fisher's narrative identity, the story of his life, they first need to shift his core beliefs. We have core beliefs about ourselves, the world, and everything in it. For Ilia Topuria, his core belief is that he's the best fighter in the world. This is why he constantly claimed to be the best for years. It was a deeply held belief, first rooted in his self-concept, then reinforced by his narrative identity, and firmly supported by his belief system.
De verdad que yo dentro de mí sé que soy el mejor del mundo, es solamente cuestión de tiempo.
It was not made up or him trying to convince anyone else of it. To him, it was a fact. This is why, even when the rest of the world was against him in the build-up to Volkanovski, he never wavered in his belief for one moment. The media was against him. The fans said he was cocky and needed to be humbled. Volkanovski made it a point to say he would humble him. But the reason none of this got to him is his belief was so deeply rooted in his subconscious mind.
I don't care who believes in me and who not. The only one I need to believe in myself, it's me. And I do it.
No es que pienso que voy a ser una superestrella, es que lo soy.
Even if doubt were to creep in, the core of his belief system would immediately reject it. There was no room for uncertainty. His self-concept, narrative identity, and core belief were impenetrable. This belief influences the next level of his subconscious, his attention. Level 1, the Rainy City. In this level, Cobb kidnaps Fisher at gunpoint. Initially, everything seems to be going to plan. However, the situation escalates when a team of assassins arrives to rescue him. This leads to an intense shootout. This scene represents our reticular activating system. The RAS filters out 99% of the sensory information we encounter, allowing in only the 1% it believes is important to us. Fisher's RAS is trained to focus on information that supports his father's business legacy. When Cobb and his team introduce conflicting ideas, Fisher's RAS acts as his first line of defense, working to block this information from reaching his subconscious mind. Our RAS can be trained to effortlessly guide our attention to what we want, filtering out everything else. For Ilia, his RAS is finely tuned to focus only on things that contribute to his journey of becoming a world champion, automatically ignoring anything that doesn't support his goal.
Como si estuviera entrenando las 24 horas del día, porque yo es que voy a trabajar, porque yo ya no digo ni que voy a entrenar, yo digo que voy a trabajar. Antes de llegar al gimnasio, pienso en lo que voy a hacer ahí. Mientras entreno, obviamente que pienso. Cuando salgo, pienso en lo que voy a volver a hacer cuando vuelva. Cuando duermo, o sea, hasta cuando veo una película, todo lo sincronizo con mi trabajo. O sea, intento siempre involucrar cosas de afuera en mi trabajo.
Successful people consciously train their RAS to focus on their goals. Over time, their RAS naturally guides their attention to what aligns with their ambitions. Ilia's RAS is so dialed in, his attention is unconsciously placed on becoming a world champion at all times.
Para que yo desde que abra los ojos piense en lo mío. Yo pienso en lo mío. Todo lo que hago es que me recuerden las cosas. Hasta en mi casa, en la simple tontería de un cuadro, quiero que sea algo relacionado con mi trabajo porque lo miro y me mantiene en el camino.
He directs his attention only to things that are related to achieving his goal. Because his self-concept is world champion, Narrative identity is chosen by God. Belief is he's the best fighter in the world, so his attention is only to things that contribute to this. This is how the self-concept actualizes itself, because all of this is happening subconsciously 24/7 within the engine that never sleeps. His thoughts, feelings, and actions that bubble up to the surface of his conscious mind are from this deeply ingrained self-concept that he's the world champion. Which is why, with his self-concept as the world champion since he was 15, that seed has been watered so much throughout his life, he thinks, feels, and behaves in alignment with this effortlessly. When he speaks his mind about himself, he's not boasting. He's saying what he truly thinks of himself.
I never said I want to become a UFC world champion. I said I will become a UFC world champion.
Yo no soy ni Korean Zombie, no soy el trapo ni de Jair, no soy ni el paquete de Brian Ortega, no soy ni la nariz torcida de Max Holloway, soy Ilia Topuria y lo voy a machacar en el primer asalto de una forma espectacular, y al que le quepa la mínima duda, que se joda.
Who you truly believe you are, your subconscious will work tirelessly to prove true. So believe yourself to be someone great. Hey guys, this is actually part 2 in the series. So this video focused on how psychology explains how your subconscious brings you to the goal. But this next video is going to explain how the law of attraction brings the goal to you. That next video will soon be right here. Check out part 1 right here if you missed it. I appreciate you, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.